Hi Taurus, I hope you guys are doing great today. Welcome to your general messages for the 23rd to the 30th. We have a big week, but let's just start pulling cards. I'll just work the astrology in as we go. I'm going to start with a general spread, and then I'm going to go into relationships. So take any messages from the general spread and apply it to your life, however you see fit. Let's get a wisdom of the oracle working here. New life, look at that. Hello. Okay, let's pull one more, and then we'll pull a healing yourself oracle. Yeah, interesting how we do have the eclipse happening for you, the supermoon eclipse in the south node of Sagittarius on the 26th in your 8th house of cycles, of endings and beginnings, debt, taxes, how you show up as a we in relationship in your life, right? I'm going to talk about that as we go along in the fates. Beautiful. Everything is happening just the way it's supposed to be, and I know some of you may not want to hear that, but it might be comforting for some of you at the same time. So let's pull healing yourself, and then we'll get to the tarot. Cycles, that is crazy. Hello. Yes, Taurus, it's all about cycles for you. My gosh, it's all about your 8th house. Very scorpionic energy, very Plutonian energy. That's where we're at right now with you guys, right? First of all, speaking of Pluto, that Pluto retrograde that's been going on since April, it's going to continue through the like October 26th, like the third week in October. That's continuing a deep dive into your personal belief system. So right now, I mean, you're on this journey, right? And this journey could catalyze a full-blown paradigm shift for you. So as Pluto retrogrades through this house of knowledge and growth, right? It's that 9th house energy, knowledge and growth. You'll be re-examining your faith, reassessing everything you thought you knew about yourself and the world. Right, really, it's time to expand your horizons right now, which is really nice. I mean, that's going on. That's sort of been going on, and it's going to continue being a thing for you throughout this change. But we have this, I'm just calling this like go big or go home eclipse, and it's squaring Jupiter, and this is going to be very very important for a lot of energies. I don't feel, to be honest with you, I feel like you, Capricorn, and maybe Cancer won't be feeling it quite as heavily as a lot of the other energies, but you're going to be feeling it nonetheless. So let's talk about the cards first, and we'll work whatever I feel is relevant about the astrology into your reading. So we have the Two of Wands coming into this energy in the recent past. Beautiful energy about making plans, moving forward. This indicates partnership. This indicates you gaining influence in work regarding your approach to something. But there are two aspects to the situation, and you were in this space where you had to figure out, what should I do? Should I do plan A or plan B? Should I do this or that? Should I go with that person or that person? What should I do, right? For a lot of you, this could also indicate a new romantic partnership, maybe through work or friends. But overall, great opportunity, right? Allowing you to progress forward. So you were kind of in the space of being very, very open to this energy in the recent past. So right now, we have the Knight of Wands. It's being crossed by the Star. So something you're feeling almost like, you're feeling the shift. You're feeling destiny is definitely at play here. And it's very, I'm getting a very like karmic vibe, right? We have the fates, we have cycles. Let's just talk about this go big or go home eclipse, right? With the square to Jupiter for a second, right? Because we do have the Knight of Wands, and this is really about firing up your ambition, influence, or events. You wanting them to speed up. You want blocks to be lifted, but it's almost like somebody's coming in and saying, hold on, hold on, hold on. Not yet. This is a really good energy, the Star, right? There's no negative thing here, right? But there's some sort of block. You want to make sure you're not giving up on anything too easily, right? You might be attached to the fantasy while overlooking the details of something, of some situation, whether it's a relationship, a work situation, something like that. Or you might even feel kind of pulled in to a false sense of security in something that has no real foundation, a little chance of success moving forward, right? So you don't feel the level of support that you would really need. So that could be a challenge for you, right? Because the Knight of Wands is like, come on, let's go. I want to just do this. I want to do this. But feeling like, No, it was upright. But feeling blocked by this crossing of the star energy. And there's something very destiny-driven, very serendipitous about this, right? Particularly because you have this energy going on in the 8th house, which again is about death, birth, everything in cycles. The 8th house has to do with money that you have through other people and how you blend it with you. So in other words, because the axis, your money axis and your axis of value is being lit up here with this eclipse. So you want to think about it as like the money that you have from the work that you do and then the money that your partner has. How do you guys blend that together? How do you guys blend communication? How do you blend your value systems? You know, that's literally like showing up as we. At the same time, it also does have to do with insurance payouts, inheritance, the culmination of a lawsuit, anything like that where money would be coming in from any of these avenues. It has to do, again, also with investment. So there's going to be this tension here because it's in a very tight square with Jupiter and Pisces in your 11th house, which has to do with your goals and gains and where it is that you see yourself going, right? So this eclipse is asking you really to pay a lot of attention to your energy right now and your energetic belongings. You know what I'm saying? Like what really matters to you? Are there promises that you've made but haven't kept? Or are there debts that you owe, you know, that you've been putting off, paying off? So these imbalances within your relationships might be invisible, imbalances usually are, but they're still very heavy, like heavy as steel. So you really want to free yourself of the burden because this energy is in tension with your goals and gains, as I mentioned, right? So now is the time to pay attention to what you value, how you handle those things, including your sense of self. How are you feeling about things in your life right now? It almost feels like rejection is protection kind of energy. It's what I'm feeling here. So we have the Hermit energy. So if this has to do with a relationship, you may be alone right now. So maybe if you were in something, either you're on a break or you're just feeling very energetically distant from whoever it is that you're with. This is a problem-solving energy though. So if you are feeling that distance or if you are literally not with somebody, it's because however something was working out up to this point wasn't meant for you, right? Some of you in relationship, this tells me that it's time for you to invest a lot more energy and work into the relationship to smooth things over so that things could, you know, work out because something needs addressing here. If it has nothing to do with that, if it has to do with career or money, and some of you are going to resonate with it in several ways. For career money, it might be time to step back and look at a situation that's not working when it comes to career or money. You might feel like it's time to try a different approach or a path. Some of you may even encounter some sort of mentor or someone who can help you out right now, which would be very helpful. So we have the Four of Cups energy as the foundation. So this is a very apathetic energy. It's very restless. It's very disillusioned about something. But the thing is, it can end up inciting this kind of thing, or I always call this the like, will I ever fill in the blank? Or will I ever have that career that I feel really happy in? Will I ever meet the right one? Will this family situation ever be resolved? You know, it's that kind of thing. But what it also tells me, and while you may be 100% correct on all the reasons why something isn't working, this also tells me that there's some sort of unhealed issue within you that needs addressing. So, you know, maybe if something's not working out in your life and you know it's not working, why are you staying in it, or why are you not being more assertive in leaving something? Maybe it's because you're scared. And where does that fear come from? Do you know what I mean? That's an example of looking underneath and saying, okay, you know, maybe I'm just I'm a little afraid of taking the chance and going into that next space, right? You guys are an earth energy. You like things to be rather predictable. Again, this is for the Taurus archetype. I don't know what else is in your chart, as I always say, right? You're so much more than a Taurus, regardless of what your placement is. But that's the energy here. Now, for those of you not resonating with it like that at all, and you happen to be coupled, you might be experiencing some boredom in your relationship, and you might need a little bit of spice thrown in there, a little pepper, thrown into your relationship. So you are the Chariot. So you're ready to get the hell away from anything toxic. You really are. And I just feel this so strongly. It's so like swift progress, change, determination. Come on, let's go, right? I want to get away from this because it doesn't make me feel good. I want to go towards something that's like my metaphorical home space. You saying this, right? And you're just wanting to leave something because it's not feeling right. That job, that relationship, whatever it is. Some of you may literally be traveling. You might be going on a vacation. The energy external to you is the Ten of Pentacles. I'm going to tell you why I like these two together, because it's like you want to move. And the energy surrounding you, it's like very sort of, very healthy, very mature. Because you want something that you could feel deeply connected to. You want to be in something that shares your values. You want to be in something about just this idea of sharing. Now, some of you may literally be saying adios to a dysfunctional family member, right? Because the Ten of Pentacles can indicate family. If you're surrounded by this, but you're leaving toxicity, Taurus, you might be identifying somebody in your family where you're just like, oh, okay, too much. Time for me to go. Especially if you're dealing with any kind of inheritance at this point or any kind of like family mayhem sort of thing. You're just being like, all right, no. You know, you're just not wanting to deal with the situation. Whatever it is, this could even be a marriage partner. This could be, to be honest with you, this could even be a business partner, right? Because it's shared value, shared property. It has the idea of inheritance, legacy, family, maturity. And you saying, okay, whatever is dysfunctional here, wherever like the cooties is here, I'm going down. I'm going the other way. I'm not dealing. Now we have the Two of Swords is in your challenge position. Understood, because you're not a robot. So you're at an emotional stalemate. You need to make a decision regarding this situation. You want to protect yourself, but you can't hide. Not that you're looking to hide. It's really not a Taurus thing. Not that you're looking to. But it's like something needs addressing. Something needs to be looked at head on because it's not going away. So you really have to, because wands are wands rather are communication and truth. So it's time to just really express yourself and just blah, just say whatever it is you have to say. So yeah. Okay. But you had to say it. Taurus, something needs to be said that is so not jiving with your belief system. And this is the thing. This is why I brought up the Pluto retrograde. In that 9th house, you're like, honestly, like it's almost like the lens through which you view life and your belief system and your moral code, your personal philosophy is slowly changing from April to October. So you're sort of ish in like the ending of the beginning part of it. You feel you're changing, right? So the Tower has to do with enlightenment, necessary surrender. Now, for a lot of you, this might be like, I want to completely change the way I am in having to do with career. I want to totally change the way I function in relationship. I want to change how I approach things, because the Towers can always be internal. Others of you are going to be experiencing this externally. So like, for example, in a relationship, something might come to light that could be shocking. And it's time to let go of a past pattern of connecting. So, Mars is the Tower. Mars gives us all these red flags, and a lot of the time we're just like, no, I don't want to see that. It's uncomfortable. I don't want to see that thing, right? About this person, about this situation. And that's when the Tower comes in, when we're throwing the red flags and we do ignore it. But at the end of the day, that thing, the way it was not meant for us ultimately on our path. Same thing if we're having an internal Tower moment, for those of you resonating with it like that, where you're in this space where you're like, okay, if I keep doing what I did, I'm going to keep getting what I got. It's time for me to break the cycle for me and only me. And that's it. And you having a very strong sense of resolve to really do some beautiful work on yourself. The nine of coins is a very, very independent energy, and just doing a lot of beautiful work on yourself. 9 is the number of productivity. It's integration of body, mind, and spirit. Doing solid work on yourself, and then noticing that when you do that solid work on yourself, all of a sudden you start meeting healthier energies, healthier situations, things that that resonate with you, getting to the core of why it is that you do what you do. Now, for some of you, you may be having both of these two things at once. Two truths can go on at one time. So there may be the ending of something, at least as it was, while you're doing a lot of deep internal work. But there's no question in my mind, we have new life, and we have all of this is happening because it's meant to, with the fates, and recognizing the cycles and saying, you know what, it's time for me to break that cycle. I don't want that anymore. Look at that. We got the Lover's energies, the bottom card. Very nice. So it's all about choices. It's all about choices. You're going to be in that relationship with that person. Are they on the same page as you, right? Are they going to be on the same page as you? Are they going to work out the relationship with you? If so, Archangel Raphael is definitely going to bless it. And you guys are going to be awesome. If not, then it's time for it to fall away. This could also have to do with the job choices, you know, and you just want to make sure that you're not choosing a path in a career just because of the money, right? Okay. So what's going on here? One more information on this Nine of Pentacles. So we have the Justice card, really looking at how satisfied are you in something. Seventh house has to do with, it's a Libra energy. It's the house of partnerships, contractual partnerships. So soul contract. So that could be marriage, right? Or it could also be business situation as well, for those of you resonating with it like this. Then we have the Seven of Wands. So this is about obstacles, right? Now, some of you may feel like you're in a space where you're like fighting for your relationship, which is fine if you feel like it's worth it. And if you feel like they would do the same for you. So this could have to do with maybe you feel like you have to defend your relationship to family, to friends, or you're just fighting to work things out, right? Some of you are going to resonate with it like that. Others of you, you just sort of just generally feel like you just one fire's popping up after another, but you're going to have the resiliency to overcome whatever challenges you're dealing with. It's like success is right there, but your morality and your personal philosophy are very, very important to you right now. And that's just in general, that's what this energy means, but it's also that Pluto retrograde energy in that ninth house. So then we have, clarifying that, we have the wheel. So the wheel, for some of you, this is going to be, first of all, for all of you, it's about fate and change and a turning point. So for some of you, if this has to do with a relationship, the fated situation kind of comes back from the past, having to do with a relationship, and you're going to be faced with the decision if you feel like revisiting it is the right thing. Some of you may suddenly be questioning, do I want to get back with that person? And then you might be remembering the way the relationship last time. And a lot of you might be saying, no, thank you. Others of you would be like, I really want to try to work it out. So it depends. Others of you, now, if that has nothing to do with that, if it has to do with career or money, really good news coming in. Really good, okay? This is a Jupiter energy. Very nice for career or money. But you want to be sure to prioritize what's being asked of you right now. And what I like about this is that Jupiter is in Pisces. Even though it's squaring this eclipse, it's the idea of where it is that you're going, your 5-year plan, your 10-year plan, is just very important to you right now. It's almost like it's screaming at you right now. And you're just so ready to just make it happen for yourself. The Magician is a Mercury energy, right? Mercury rules Gemini, communication, Virgo, problem solving. So you're ready to figure out, how can I level myself up? Being very focused on that, being very focused on your wish fulfillment, what it is that you want in a situation, that family, marriage, relationship, career, whatever it is. So we have this energy dealing with Five of Swords. This is a tricky energy, right? Because there's this lack of alignment between what it is that you want and the reality that you're living. And that's like it's sort of like this ongoing conflict. So if some of you may just be arguing with yourself, quite frankly, right? Because this is Venus in Aquarius. Like, where am I going? What am I doing? Some of you might be arguing with the challenging personality. You're not going to win because you can't mitigate their stuff. The Five of Swords energy, I want you to think about it as like conflict, whether it's within yourself, about an external situation that you have no control over, or a literal conflict with somebody else where whatever common sense you're trying to get them to see, it's not going to be seen right now. You know what I mean? It's just, everything is just too hyper, too emotional, too all of that. Better to just, you can't mitigate this stuff, right? So you're better off just kind of walking away and giving it some breathing room. It's a minor arcana. But some of you may be in the space where you feel like, damn it, that thing's not working out because of COVID, because of the market, because of that unstable family member, because do you know what I mean? Like this external thing that you can't possibly control. So the Six of Swords is like, okay, you over there. I have this just very strong energy towards of you just saying, okay, no, you're toxic. Oh, sit over there. No, I don't know. Nope. That's the energy that I'm getting, because this really is about detaching. And a lot of you mentally first, even before physically, where it's just like you go zen and you just sort of like, nope, I'm not going there. I'm not allowing myself to get sucked in, that kind of energy. And then we have the beautiful Six of Pentacles. This has to do with property and family, inheritance, right? So we got a couple of inheritance cards for you for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. I don't know, who might be dealing with that. But this is also an energy of generosity and support. So if you've been struggling financially, things getting better, money coming to you, someone from your past offering support to you right now, or you offering it to them, it's kind of, helping out, right? This idea of generosity and helping out. Now, it doesn't have to have anything to do with money. It could also just be support and connection, So after the Five of Swords energy, feeling like you're trying to push something forward, I almost feel like this taking stock, allowing yourself to stop and breathe and just sort of be, and allowing something to happen. Page of Cups, nice. Good. Okay, things being up in the air. Okay. Yeah. As I'm wondering, how do we get from the Six of Swords, right, where something's toxic and moving away, to the Six of Pentacles? So I am asking for information here. So we have the Page of Cups, where it's like, all right, this is what we're going to do, right? It's an offer. It's page is indicative of a new cycle. So it's this news coming in. What seems like good news coming in, right? Somebody coming in and saying, well, how about this? How about this job offer? How about this arrangement? How about this amount of money for that? How about, let's start over, in this relationship, right? Anything like that. And the Eight of Cups, the way I'm understanding it, because of the cards here, is let's move away from whatever wasn't working. Let's move away from the toxicity. It's time to move away from whatever wasn't working. But that's going to create some confusion, right? Because there are commitment issues here, and things are up in the air, and nobody's sure what's real, what's not real, and everything just seems kind of like, I'm really not sure what's going on here, right? So we have the Moon. Some of you are going to be in a space of feeling very disappointed and confused about a situation, feeling like somebody let you down, and some sort of lack of trust that something's going to be able to work ends up leading you to make a decision about it. And if it has to do with career or money, you might be in the space where you feel like you achieved your goal, but it wasn't ultimately worth it at the end of the day. You just feel like it wasn't really worth it. We have the Page of Swords. So it's almost like, how do I explain this? It's like again, page does indicate a new cycle, but swords being truth, and in the reverse, this indicates to me that there is some sort of either tax issue, legal issue, some sort of bad news coming in, but it could also indicate you being disappointed because something that was promised ends up not coming to fruition. It ends up not coming to fruition, and you're in the space where it's just like, I don't think this is going to work out, because it's like, all right, really? Are we just going to keep doing this? This is kind of an anxiety, because you feel like things are just never going to change. It's just going to always keep being this way, and it's almost like, not again, like I just, you're trying to hold on to hope, but you're not able to. But then we have the Strength card, which is nice, because this is about balance. Strength energy is about finally finding balance. So you being in something that ended up being a big test, right? That needed to be balanced through empathy, through communication, through everybody putting their egos down. Somebody might need their ego stroked so that they could have their mind open to recognize other opinions or other perspectives. So you might have been dealing with a challenging personality in all of this. But I do feel, though, at the end of the day, that's going to bring you to the Six of Pentacles energy, which is that of reciprocity and generosity and working together, right? It's a very sort of working together energy. Okay. So really looking at those cycles, standing your ground though, standing your ground. So, all right, let's put these away and let's discuss relationships, okay? Let's see what we have here. Some of you may have resonated with that as relationship. This could be an extended read. Others of you, not. Procrastination. Yeah. Let's blame that on Sagittarius. And not that, this is something we don't talk about enough with Sag. I'm only saying Sagittarius because the South Node is in Sagittarius and that's where the supermoon eclipse is happening, okay? Sagittarians, part of their shadow, and we all have a shadow element, is indecisiveness. It's like when a typical Sagittarius thing is, I had a friend who's a Sagittarius. He still is. Okay. But as a Sagittarius, he wanted to get a new high-end sports car. And he ended up going, I'm not joking, to 15 different dealerships. Test driving all these, doing all of this research, just being so insanely indecisive that he just kept putting off doing that. And I have another friend who's the same way. No matter what it is, he has to ask whoever he feels to be more knowing about something 50 times before he makes up his mind. And it's very interesting because we don't talk about that a lot with Sagittarius. We talk about the philosophers of the zodiac, their higher mindedness. They love to travel and meet new people and all of that. And we really don't discuss how they struggle really with making decisions. Change in the wind. So there might be some procrastination in changing something, where there is a change that you feel being pushed upon you through a relationship, and you're like, no, I don't want to. Five of Pentacles, Page of Swords, Pentacles, okay. So you might be dealing with somebody who, in relationship, who, this could be you or this could be somebody else, who doesn't really want to share. This sounds so like childish, but who kind of doesn't really want to share. Do you know? Because this person has no patience for anyone looking to take what he considers or she considers, right? Tarot doesn't recognize the gender. What's theirs, right? So this could be anything from finances. This could also be sense of self, right? We get this energy too if somebody feels like someone is trying to change them. Somebody's trying to morph them into something that they wish they could be, right? And not in reality, not who it is that they actually want to be or are. So you might be feeling that way. You might be experiencing that, where you might be feeling like somebody is trying to come in and sort of kind of help themselves to whatever it is that you value, whether it's your money, whether it's feeling free enough there to tell you to change, not accept you for what you are, not willing to show up really in their own way. Now, the King of Pentacle energy really is a very generous energy. It really is. It's Aries and you guys, Aries and Taurus. Very generous energy, hardworking, likes to be in a settled relationship, all of that. Yes, yes. They like to be very protective, but that protection actually also goes to whatever it is that they have going on. So these people will be very protective of their children, their finances, whatever it is, right? And that they kind of draw the line there. Like, I'll give you A, B, and C, but this is where I draw the line. We have the Five of Pentacles as a situation right now that's being crossed by the Page of Swords. So I feel like some sort of information came in, some sort of truth came in, and it's very painful, right? Because the Page comes delivering this idea of truth, some sort of useful information coming in that ultimately ends up being very helpful for you. Now, for some of you, if you're not getting the information in, it's really honoring your perception and your understanding of something that's going on in the relationship, right? That could be that as well. But regardless, we have this Five of Pentacles energy here. There's this, sorry about that, my camera cut out. So we were talking about the Five of Pentacles just now. So yeah, I mean, the Five of Pentacles just is this energy of feeling very tested, feeling very, very tested, right, in this area. So we have the Empress energy as the crowning. So the crowning, this is the mother of the Tarot, Empress, is straight Venus. Venus rules a relationship, right? Because rules Libra and rules you guys as well. And so what is this? This is really about value system, right? And what are the chances of being able to really grow in something and being very honest about that, you know? And what are the now, some of you may be in a situation where you are a mother, or if you're a man, you're dealing with maybe the mother of your children or the idea of having children. Obviously, children could be involved in this as well. But it really is this idea of growth. And having it as the crowning energy, it's really, that is sort of the topic that's on your mind, is how much are we going to be able to grow in this situation really the way that we want to. It's a beautiful energy, though, but it's an important one to ask. Then we have the Ten of Cups and the Queen of Cups energy. You know, in astrology, the Queen of Cups is Gemini and Cancer, so it's having that conversation about what you guys need to feel very grounded, rooted, safe, and secure in the relationship. And you're very, very emotionally intelligent in this energy. I really like this because there's no real fear of intimacy here, though. There's not. I just feel like priorities are straight regarding what goes on in the relationship, right? Like those of you who are parents, especially because we have Venus, this is like parenting, good parenting. What does it take, right? I'm going to do it. I'm going to show up and do it, right? In order to feel very grounded, rooted, safe, and secure in this kind of thing. So some of you may even be in a situation where if you're married and you feel like the relationship isn't working, you're in the space where you're very concerned about your kids and the safety and security of all of you. For others of you, maybe particularly if you're a man, you look very concerned about maybe not living with your kids, or the your family falling apart, right? I mean, that's always a very challenging thing, but really thinking about that very hard in a way where you're questioning whether it's worth the other side of something, right? Now, we do have the Eight of Swords, and, look, I mean, the Eight of Swords really is feeling very, very trapped, thinking things are never going to change, and that energy always inciting a particular level of anxiety, right? And it gets in your head, and you can't concentrate, and you need a lot of determination to pull yourself out, even if it means swallowing your pride, And that's going to be the big thing, though, because there's something that you're not feeling right about within this relationship. You're just like, no. We have the Five of Cups in reverse. So this is the energy that's external to you, that's surrounding you. And this is about moving on. This is about forgiveness, hope returning, recovering from something. It's like somebody wanting to work something out and you just being, no, I'm not feeling it, right? It does seem like something doesn't feel right. And you might even just feel like somebody, and you're all going to have a different experience with this, but the energy that I'm getting is almost like somebody coming in and almost giving lip service where, no, I want to be with you. I want this to work out, saying all the right words, but not having a lot of follow through. And you're just not going to be having that. You're just not going to be having it. Not with the eclipse in your 8th house. So we have the Strength energy in reverse in the challenge. So there's definitely either yours or somebody else's. Certainly can be some sort of situation where there's weakness and difficulty with decision here. And the decision, either making a decision, risking something, any kind of confrontation. There's some kind of like, no, I don't want to do it kind of thing, right? You may ignore your instincts, procrastination. You may ignore your instincts in the name of safety or ease, but that can end up stunting your growth in the situation. So you have to be careful of analysis paralysis, overthinking, procrastination. Be super careful, because really in this energy, it's best to face whatever it is. I always say, be grateful for the lesson in the experience, because whatever it is, it's not going to just go away on its own. That's the thing, right? And we have the Four of Pentacles here, feeling very, very concerned about security. Very, and this is very self-protective, right? It's almost like a shell energy. Even though it's a Sun and Capricorn energy, I always feel like Cancer in this energy, because there's this very, no, I'm not going to let you hurt me, or no, I'm not going to let you make me feel that level of insecure, right? It's this energy of really wanting and really needing and being in touch with what a firm foundation means to you, right? So we have the King of Swords here. So the King of Swords is focusing on the mind rather than the heart in order to take charge of the circumstances at hand here. So it does seem like you guys are at a turning point. Fate is all over this. We got the Wheel. There's something to do with some sort of fate, some sort of change. Okay, then we got the Magician energy. Okay, so let's talk about this, because yeah, I mean, there's definitely this turning point here. We have the Magician, about really being able to crystallize what it is that you see in your mind's eye, having to do with the relationship and whatever that means, right? It's focusing on solving some problem to make this thought that you have in your mind become things, but it's this need to do that. It's something has reached, again, this turning point, and what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Now, some of you may be hearing from somebody from your past. You might be very caught in this cyclical kind of deal, in the relationship, because it's the Wheel, right? So it's just circling back around. So we have the clarifying energy for that. We have the Angel de la Nuit, which is really the dark night of the soul. This is the, where is this relationship always being challenged? And that is being given way too much floor time, way too much sunlight, whatever that is. We have here, though, a Star energy, which is interesting, because this is about, very interesting, because in numerology, I'm just thinking that this is connected to the Wheel. So there's a lot of fate going on here. But this is like destiny is at play, right? And a change for the better after a difficult time. So something coming to light that needed to be really looked at and realized. And we have the Page of Cups in the reverse, though, which is about immaturity and a breakup and this idea of dependence and who's dependent on who. And maybe, particularly if you have children, you're dependent on your partner, or vice versa, however it can go. But it's almost like something is happening exactly the way that it's supposed to happen. Then we have the Knight of Cups coming in. The Knight of Cups is a proposal, right? This is a proposal coming in. Very emotional time. Very emotional time. This could also indicate a new partner, Taurus, right? A new partner, being very wrapped up in a new partner. New friends coming in. A new life. Center card here, we have the Five of Swords. Five of Swords really not jiving with what it is that you want and the reality that you're living. And the tension and the ongoing conflict, it's not going to be a win-win situation. So for a lot of you, what I'm seeing here is, everything was happening as we've been discussing and all of that. But this Page of Cups in reverse, this can absolutely indicate to me that somebody's just not being very mature. It doesn't mean you, it could be them, or it could just indicate the breakup. Could also indicate something to do with some sort of challenge going on with children, right? So, but then somebody coming in and say, all right, wait, I have an idea. But whatever it is that they're expressing to you, you're like, no, thank you. Because what it is that you really want and the reality of the situation are in conflict with each other. So rather than arguing with this person because they're not going to be able to see your side to things right now, better to just walk away with grace, with the anger and the disappointment about something, because you can't fix them. Right now, you can't fix them. We have the King of Wands clarifying that. And what I'm getting here is somebody who's looking for perfection. And that doesn't exist, right? Right? I mean, this is absolutely the right time to express your ideas, go after what you want, how you feel, what you're thinking, your perspective, blah, 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 all of that, right? But you don't want to allow perfectionism to get in the way, meaning that you're not good enough, or that you're not right, or you're not whatever, right? You're you, and you have your set of beliefs and your morals and whatever it is. You bring everything that you need to the table. It's going to be better received than you think, right? It's because you're going to be presenting yourself as being a very free spirit here. Now, at the same time, you might be looking for a situation to be perfect, whatever that is, right? And there's always something, swimming underneath that, Taurus, right? Common sense is, a lot of times we're in a relationship and we don't feel like it's really working for us anymore, but we don't have the strength to actually pull away. We can make a lot of excuses as a way of energetically detaching ourselves from the situation and feeling validated and saying, well, because of this. The end of the day, maybe it's just not the right connection for you. It's not so much that you're looking for perfection. It's just that this thing, even though it might be perfect in its own way, is energetically not aligned with you anymore. And that, can certainly be this situation that's going on here. I feel like we need more, kind of like a part 2 or 3 maybe. I don't know, right? Because for some of you, the first spread was kind of like part 1. Okay, let's see what we have here. 6 of Wands, communication. Yeah, wow. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I mean, we have the 6 of Wands, great energy in the recent past coming into this, and we have the Fool reverse. So the 6 of Wands is about communication coming in, right? Really good communication, feeling shared, well received, trying to find this deepening of connection and saying, you know what, we really need to do things differently, right? I mean, this is... But the thing is, I feel like whatever is being offered, whatever is being talked about here might be a leap too far. Maybe not thinking things through. This can be like a little bit of an ignorant energy or irresponsible, self-sabotaging choices kind of thing. So you're better off just sort of slowing down until things seem more clear. We have the 7 of Pentacles in reverse. So this is about saying, no, I don't want to do this anymore, right? It's giving up too soon. It's not putting the work into something. So this could be you or somebody else. It's just like, no, forget it. This isn't going to work, right? And we have the King of Wands energy. Again, different spread, different deck here, right? This is about perfection, right? This is like something you feel like is not working. And we have the Ace of Wands in the reverse. I don't know. I mean, this is like the King of Wands followed by the Ace of Wands in reverse. This is player energy. This is false start. This is delays. This is something brutal. This has a lot to do with rejection. So you might be rejecting somebody, or they might be rejecting you. And if you're the one who's playing around, just be honest with yourself. It's just us. I'm not judging. I'm just saying. To have that with that, and then we have the Page of Swords. Page indicates some sort of new information coming in, right? This is some sort of gossip. Somebody finds out about something. This could also indicate somebody who's just really insensitive. So you might be dealing with somebody who's insensitive and very forthright. Or you might be that way because you may be in the space where it's like, look, I just have to nip it in the bud. I have to just be honest and that's it. And they might be understanding you as that way. So then we have the 8 of Wands followed by the World reverse. So I see a little bit of a cycle going on here because this is communication, right? Especially if you guys have been separated or going through something. So it's like good communication. Let's try this again kind of thing. So it's not so good, then it goes back to good again. But guess what? Somebody didn't learn their lesson. There's some sort of lesson that's not there, right? It's like, you're ready to move on or they're ready to move on, but there's this block or this feeling like undeserving of success in the relationship, right? And you might be holding on to the relationship, or they might be holding on to the relationship at the exclusion of all else, right? So it's like staying in this thing that may not be working closing your energy off to meeting somebody new, maybe somebody healthier. But the thing is here, I feel like even the challenges that are going on here are minor. It just may take some time to get what is coming to you. But there's certainly this energy of feeling like something's not, like your shoes are on the wrong feet in this relationship. Just feeling very trapped, very anxious, not sure how to get out of it. And then we have the beautiful Ace of Swords. This is one of the best cards in the deck. This is getting over past obstacles, getting what you want, thoughts becoming things. Then we have the High Priestess. The High Priestess energy is very secretive energy, right? Very secretive. You might be keeping part of your life secret from your partner, or you and your partner might be doing something in secret, if you know what I mean. Could be that. But then we have the Death energy, which is about transformation, endings and beginnings. So this could be the relationship ends, some sort of separation is very necessary if the relationship is ever going to find its footing again later. So, whatever's been going on up to this point has to end, because it's just not healthy for anybody involved, Four of Cups. You need to heal something within yourself. Yeah, I mean, look, the bottom line is I feel like there's some sort of dishonest energy involved. Whoever's resonating with this, it'd be silly to say that every single Taurus is going to resonate with it like that, because it's just ridiculous. But the archetype of Taurus dealing with either some level of dishonesty within yourself or with another person. Because there's this idea of, well, the relationship can't work out because of A, B, and C. That's just not what I want to do. I'm telling your friends and your family and even yourself. That's the thing. Even yourself. I can't be with that person because of that. But then if you're really, really honest with yourself, you're like, all right, wait a minute. You know what? Maybe they just don't share the same values as me. Maybe at the end of the day, I thought we wanted the same things out of a life, but we don't. And this is what's going to be going on for you guys, because you have the eclipse between your second house of what you value and the eighth house of how you show up as a we in relationship. And because there's so much energy that's focused there, and the sun in Gemini in the second is in there with Venus, Mercury, and the North Node. So your value system is very lit up for you. So you may be in this space where it's like trying to fit a circle in a square. Really just being very honest with yourself, though, about, but the thing is, I feel like some of you are going to be like, no, I want to work it out. No, yeah, this is, or somebody might be saying that to you, but meanwhile, we have the Seven of Swords lingering in the background, which is dishonesty and something immoral and somebody who's being selfish and overstepping their boundaries. So if you're in a situation, Taurus, where you feel like, things are really sort of not healthy, either for you or with them, however it would roll out for you, don't put it off. Because this has to happen, right? This has to happen. All right, my friends, that is what I have for you. I hope this was helpful for you in some way. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.